Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
Blog Talk Radio.
Well, good evening, folks, and thank you for tuning in with me once again to another edition of True Conservative Radio. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. The last time I was on the program, in episode number 119, kind of went off on a tirade on some of the Nimrod buffooneries that were calling up trying to make a jackass of the commentary that we were trying to convey on that program. But it seems to be a popular program. Episode number 119 has gotten all kinds of downloads because of a lot of the things we touched upon on that particular episode. We talked about Woodstock and how it was nothing more than a communistic piece of crap, and we touched upon how the baby boomers are nothing but selfish, self-indulgent, milky-licking pieces of garbage that are basically selling their children out so they can get an extra, couple of $100 each month to put down on their lease for their Cadillac. And I just wanted to go ahead and plug that particular episode to anyone else who happened to have missed it. I'd much prefer you listen to the number 117 episode where I break down how single mothers who happen to shit out about 5 or 6 kids from 5 or 6 different fathers actually get about $8,000, $9,000 a month in government subsidies. But I definitely do want to plug the number 119 episode. I think it's an eye-opener for not only the youth of America, but for those you that think that you're a part of this Woodstock hippie long-hair generation that, somehow is supposed to be significant in some regard because you happen to have, spectated some drug addict heroin entertainers in some mud pit in Woodstock, New York. That's supposed to give you kudos as if, you're more important than someone else in society? I don't know. But not to get off on a tirade on that particular subject matter. We went through it the last episode, and I strongly encourage folks to listen to it. But we want to talk about something else different today. I wanted to talk about Barack Hussein Obama, and I wanted to discuss about his particular strategies about his attempt at getting this so-called health reform plan into action. Now, first and foremost, folks, I talked about this a couple of days ago. I talked about this a couple of shows ago, I should say, about how Barack Obama, the President of the United States, is getting, a little bit worn thin as far as his political capital is concerned, folks. You remember during the elections, everybody was crying as soon as they were saying, President Barack Hussein Obama. People were crying in the audience, and you had morons saying that, yay, now I'm going to get my mortgage paid for, and I'm going to get my Cadillac paid for, and all this malarkey. And you had all this hope. Remember that? Yes, we can, and change, and how supposedly Barack Obama was an agent for change. Well, if you look at his existence as president up until now, it's been completely the opposite of what that person was trying to huff and puff during the elections. And this is why I said, and I said it back in the elections too, you morons, so all you milky lickers that are trying to say, where was I during those times, I was right here calling what the hell was going to happen in the future, but I'm not going to get on that. But we're going to talk about how Barack Obama's political capital has not only worn thin, but his influence in his own liberal regime has been completely nullified. Now, a couple of shows back, we went into how the North Korean situation with these two idiot journalists that happened to, I don't know, whatever they were doing out there, they got captured by the North Koreans, and they were used as pawns as a semi-propaganda war with the United States. And we talked about that whole spectacle, and then here comes Bill Clinton, a private citizen, quote unquote. He comes along and he decides to charter his own flight to North Korea. And not only does this man get these two idiot journalists back, but he negotiates the North Korean nuclear dispute. He has the North Koreans, wanting to go back to the table of the joint framework agreement that was agreed during his tenure as presidency. And we also talk about on the program how that move, what Bill Clinton did by going out there to North Korea and getting back the journalists and negotiating new nuclear terms and better diplomatic relations with North Korea, it nullified Barack Obama as any kind of a force when it came to not only diplomacy but international relations. Remember during the election, I mean, what did he campaign on? What did Barack Hussein Obama campaign on? They'll love me. I'll just go out and talk to them, and they'll love me. I'll just go out and do a little dance and, do some hopscotch about liberalism, and they'll love me. But as soon as he got into the presidency, lo and behold, the North Koreans were trying to press him. They were trying to push his buttons, so to speak, and he didn't even acknowledge the North Koreans. And we talked about all this in a previous show, folks. You can go back to the archive and listen to it. But the reason I bring this back up is because recently here, I think it was yesterday, Bill Clinton sat down with Barack Obama to, quote-unquote, discuss the situation in North Korea. Now, what the hell does that mean? Why in the hell does Barack Obama have to have a private discussion with Bill Clinton? I thought they were both, in cahoots with this whole spectacle. They weren't. And that's what I stipulated in the program previous. If you want to go back into the archive, folks, and this is what I'm saying. I said it back then, and I'm saying it now. There is a rift in the liberal regime, even though they're in power. Even though they have all the power within their hands, there is a rift within inside the liberal regime because they don't know who's in true control. It's a power fest in that bureaucratic cesspool. And by Bill Clinton going out there and negotiating, new diplomatic relations with North Korea and bringing back those two journalists, it nullified Barack Hussein Obama as a diplomat and as a international relations president. He has no foreign relations skills. I mean, that basically nullified him. It rendered him impotent. And now, yesterday, Barack Obama supposedly hosts Bill Clinton in some sort of private conversation about what transpired during this trip to North Korea. And remember, when Bill Clinton came back with the journalists, the Gibbs and all those ass clowns were, trying to sit here and say, hey, we're in cahoots with Clinton, Gibbs and Obama. They were all trying to insinuate that this was all put together by the administration when it wasn't. It wasn't. I mean, did you see Gibbs after they came back with the damn journalists and renegotiated the joint framework agreement and decided to have better relations? I mean, did you see Gibbs? He was stumbling over his own tongue, for heaven's sake. He didn't know what the hell to say. And the reason he didn't know what the hell to say is because Barack Obama and the administration had nothing to do with what Bill Clinton did. Bill Clinton did this as a power move because this is a power struggle within the liberal regime. And what's really unfortunate is that there is no legitimate opposition to this liberal regime, this feminist regime. There is no legitimate opposition to exploit this rift in the liberal regime. There is no legitimate opposition to bring into flourish and bring into the spotlight the contradictions that are within this party, the power struggles that are within this party. I mean, don't you understand that Barack Obama is just rendered impotent? I mean, let's get back to this meeting that they had, so that Bill Clinton debriefed our president. Can you believe this crap? Bill Clinton, a private citizen, is debriefing our president about what the hell he did for our country. I don't know about you, but that sounds a little bit horrifying, just looking at that on paper. But apparently it's a private meeting between these two liberal, power-hungry bureaucrats. And supposedly the meeting lasted for about an hour. And who the hell knows what was talking? All they were able to do was get a couple of snapshots by the White House photographer. No microphones, no cameras, nothing. Nobody knows what in the hell was discussed during that particular discussion. But then Bill Clinton apparently was about to leave. All right, and this is all in the media, folks. You can look it up for yourself. He was about to leave, and then Barack Obama, ran after Bill Clinton. He was like, "Wait, don't go. Bill, don't go. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know." And he went out and tried to grab Bill Clinton before he went into a stretch limo. And apparently he was able to do so, and Bill Clinton went back into the, Oral or Oval Office. And apparently they discussed some things for another 40 minutes. Now, what does that tell you, folks? I mean, this is out of the Associated Press, Reuters, all the mainstream news organizations that this happened. Now, what do you think that means? Bill Clinton debriefs Barack Obama about his trip to North Korea. It takes about an hour. And then Bill Clinton's about to leave. He's probably going to take the stretch limo out to the nearest heifer that's down the street waiting to give him a around the world or something. And right before he's about to leave, Barack Obama gets him by his shoulder and says, "Hey, wait a minute, come on, I need you to help me. And they go back into the Oval Office, and they discuss things for another 40 minutes. I think that there is a legitimate rift. Why in the blue hell would the president have to go running after a private citizen? Now, I know Bill Clinton was the president at some point in time, but he has basically ran out his tenure. He can no longer be president. This man is a private citizen. And this guy's walking out of the White House, and you've got our president, the man who is in charge of our lives, the man who's in charge of the free world. He's out there running, trying to get the president, like some schoolgirl getting walked out on by, Johnny with the slick hair and the leather jacket. Barack Obama's like, "Please, I help. I need more help." What a disgrace. Believe it or not, in Asian countries, they would read in a lot to that particular event. They'd read in a lot to that because it means a lot. And this is how I get these prognostications. And for all you ass clowns that are hating on me because, the things that I say that are coming to pass finally come to pass, it's because of these types of critical analyzations of what is happening around me. It's what enables me to make such accurate political prognostications. Now, let me go ahead and get off the fact that Barack Obama was out there running after Bill Clinton, but there is a definite rift, all right? This little situation with North Korea has nullified Barack Obama and his foreign relations. And then he bit off a little bit more than he could chew with this health care reform bill and being so brash about passing it in such a short period of time. Do you understand? Do you understand? He basically took all the political capital that he gained, mesmerizing all the people with his great oratory of reading teleprompters, and all the change and hope, and, "Oh, yes, we can, and I'm going to change, and I'm going to do it." All that crap. He basically pissed that all away, not only in the Stimulus Package 2 bill, which was basically a payback, a pig-out session from all the financiers of all these liberal bureaucrats that are in power today, but with this idea that because he's Barack Hussein Obama, change and all this, great orator, I didn't mean to sound like Porky Pig there, but an orator on a teleprompter, and he's expecting to reform the entire healthcare system. And then when you look at what Barack Obama is initiating, if you look at what the liberal regime out here in the House and the Senate, you look at what they're trying to initiate out here, and it's nothing like reform. I mean, do you understand? It's nothing like reform. This is basically giving the entire healthcare industry to the health insurance companies. These are the same insurance companies. I hate to keep repeating this like a frickin' broken record, but these are the same insurance companies that the liberals were making propaganda films about in liberal and feminist Hollywood. I remember in one of these movies, what's that bimbo's name? I forgot her name. As Good as It Gets. That's the name of the movie. That woman in there that plays the lead role with Jack Nicholson, whatever her name is, Helen Hunt, that's her stupid name. She has some kind of a sick kid, and because the insurance or the HMOs, can't pay for a certain thing, or, can only pay for a certain amount of a certain thing, whatever it was, she goes, oh, those goddamn HMO bastards, pieces of beep. And she didn't say beep, folks. And then, you look at movies like, the Rainmaker. I mean, all of these ridiculous, dumbass propaganda films. And believe me, I'm not advocating that the health and insurance companies are good guys. I mean, the health insurance companies should be disbanded. I don't understand why we should even have health insurance companies involved in patient relations. The only reason the health insurance company should even be involved with health care is in the practitioner's end. A practitioner should only have to pay a malpractice insurance. I have no idea, and never for the life of me understood why we have to pay insurance companies who don't even pay for the health care when you need it, because they already have preset prices for every damn ailment, every procedure in the book. They don't even pay full price on this malarkey. We got to pay these people, if you got a big family, something $600, $700, $800 a month. I mean, I've heard of some outrageous healthcare premiums, healthcare prices. And we got to pay them. We got to pay them to these health insurance companies for what? For what? We're paying it to a bunch of bureaucrats in the corporate structure that are basically delegating what the price of every procedure is going to be on the market. And this is what I'm saying, Mr. Obama. If you really want political capital, because you're losing the hell out of it, Bill Clinton's making you look like a red-headed, four-eyed, freckle-faced, beaten stepchild. If you want political capital, why don't you get off your high horse about giving the whole entire the damn health industry to the insurance companies? Why don't you tell the insurance companies to piss off? If you're so Mr. Liberal out here, if you're so for the people, all right, why don't you just let the insurance company take a piss off and let practitioners practice how they want to practice? I mean, I don't understand why this is even happening in America. I mean, I just always use the example of the plastic surgery industry, the cosmetic surgery industry. That is a completely private industry, folks. I mean, I think insurances are now starting to delve into the cosmetic insurance industry only for cases of disfigurement due to breast cancer and those types of ailments. But other than that, they're mostly a private sector. I mean, this is all coming out the pockets of private individuals who want a new chin, who want an ass implant, who want to get some new boobs. They got to come out the pocket for this garbage. And look at the price of a boob job. All right, look at the evolutionary process of that. In the 80s, I read in the paper that, women were paying $25,000, $20,000 for those damn silicone boob jobs that ended up getting those poor women sick. And now, folks, I'm looking at it in the paper, in the newspaper. Breast augmentation, breast implants, $1,500. $2,000 breast implants. I mean, don't you think that, 20 years ago to now, the price would have gone up, considering our current healthcare system. Everything from a broken leg to a damn aspirin in every hospital in America has gone up. Meanwhile, plastic surgery, getting ass implants, getting revirginization surgery, that's right, I said it, revirginization surgery. You got bimbos actually doing this malarkey. The people that are working in plastic surgery are making more money than the people that are actually saving lives, unclogging arteries in people's hearts, taking out brain tumors in people's brains. And why is that? Why are plastic surgeons paid that much more money? Because it's private, folks. Anybody who wants to get a breast augmentation, anybody who wants to get a chin implant, anybody who wants to get an ass implant, they have to pay out the pocket. They got to come up with the cash, and they got to pay it up front. And because of the supply and demand, because of the market, the price of breast augmentations and chin implants and ass implants and liposuction and all that cosmetic garbage has gone down. Now, do you think that that is a coincidence? Do you think that's a coincidence? I mean, do you think that that's even right? I mean, you can actually go get a boob job cheaper than you can get your arteries unclogged from your heart. You can get a boob job better than you can get your arm casted in a hospital. And you see, people don't understand the complexity of this issue. And this is why I continue to say to people that are so hostile whenever you bring up health care, you idiots don't know your asses from your holes in the ground. You don't know your asses from your elbow when it comes to this malarkey. All right? I mean, you know, you've got liberals here pissed at Obama. You got conservatives or supposed conservatives and Republicans pissed at Obama. I mean, you should be pissed at the fact that this liberal regime is going to give insurance companies entire reign over the healthcare industry. Nobody's even talking about it. Idiots are going and raiding these damn town hall meetings, giving the politicians this malarkey that I want to keep my insurance. I like my insurance. I don't want to change my insurance. Not knowing the issue whatsoever. Not knowing that this Barack Obama is lying through his teeth when he talks about really, quote-unquote, reforming the healthcare industry. If he really wanted to reform the healthcare industry, he would take government out of the healthcare industry, and he'd take the insurance companies out of the healthcare industry. He would provide practitioners a little bit more security instead of having, you know, these blood-sucking lawyers taking these damn doctors $20 million malpractice suits because the man, accidentally, did some ridiculous human error thing wrong. I think we need to have tort reform. There needs to be a limit on how much one can attain when it comes to medical malpractice suits. And I've talked about this before, folks. I know that there's no price on a human life. All right? I know that this tort reform, this $250,000 cap that they're talking about is just unacceptable. I think it would be unacceptable to even me. So I think that we need to extend it. I'd say $750,000 and covering medical and legal insurance, legal fees. All right, $750,000 is the most you can get. If someone dies, due to medical malpractice, $750,000. There's no $20 million and $25, $100 million. I mean, there's actual cases that have actually won settlements, or not one settlement, but won court cases of $100 million, $20 million, $25 million on practitioners. All right, and let me tell you, I think that's ridiculous, and that's what's making the healthcare industry stagnant. I mean, and I've gone over this time and time again with folks, and I know that the people that know what they're talking about, that listen to this program, they don't like hearing this time and time again. They don't like hearing the same damn thing. But, folks, the liberals repeat things over and over and over again, and I think that we should repeat things over and over again. And one thing we need to start repeating is the fact that this insurance company crap is what's ruining the American healthcare system. This idea of health insurance is ruining it. Get these idiots out of here. All right? The only reason that health insurance should be involved in healthcare is on the practitioner's end. The patient should just come out of the pocket. Come out the pocket. I mean, and once people start coming out of their own pocket for their own procedures, then you'll start seeing procedures go down. Then you'll start seeing technology get that much more better and that much more initiated, and innovations start getting that much more technological because the profit will be there. I mean, do you understand? And I've talked about these machines before, and you can look online for all you ass clowns that think that I'm just pulling this out of my derriere. But there are machines right now made by General Electric and other American companies that are, you can get your whole body scanned, and they can predict whether or not you're going to have some sort of ailment with your heart. You've got some sort of small growth that could be eventually a big malignant tumor. I mean, they've got this technology that can literally scan your entire body. But it costs about $25 million. All right? $25 million. Now, you have to think, how is a practice, how is a hospital, how is a doctor going to be able to pay $25 million for that machine and be able to maintain a profit when no one pays out of the pocket to get a, CAT scan or an X-ray? No one, I mean, unless you really do pay out of the pocket. I mean, there are some people that still do. They go to clinics, they go to individual doctors, and they pay out the pocket, and they're paying astronomical prices for 70s technology. All right? Because let me tell you, this is how practitioners and hospitals make their money. All right? There are already preset limits for the procedures that can be done. So if you need something that scans your body, like a CAT scan, there's already a preset limit by not only Medicare, Medicaid, if you're one of these government bloodsuckers, but even at your insurance level. Your insurance company has a set limit on what they will pay for a CAT scan. So your practitioner and your hospital has to base their practice around this preset limit. So that means that if they can only make so much per scan, they can't get the $25 million machine because the insurance companies are only going to pay so much per scan. So what are they going to do? They're going to keep the machines that have been in these damn hospitals for 30 years. We are using 70s technology to diagnose cancers, to diagnose heart disease. I mean, I can't believe that people are still drinking a chalky-ass milk and getting all this CAT scan garbage. All right? When we've got machines out here made by American companies that can scan your entire body, all right, in 4 dimensions. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. 70s technology to diagnose cancers. I mean, we've got, we've got machines now that can actually give you open heart surgery with only a few puncture rooms. It's through robotics. You can look on the internet about this. There's a robotic machine that can actually be, I don't know how many more times accurate than an actual person at the helm of the knife. And it actually, they don't have to break open the chest cavity when you have to have a bypass. It's just a couple of incisions in between the rib plates or the ribs, so to speak, and they can actually unclog your arteries with this robotic machine. And the doctor is still there. The surgeon is still there. It's not Skynet doing surgery here, right? The doctor is still there, but he's viewing all the inside of the organs and the clogging and the arteries and the stitching. He's viewing it all through a camera that's actually embedded into the whatever is the apparatus they put in the chest to do the procedure. I don't know. It's very complicated, folks. But I've been keeping up to date with this, but you don't see these types of robotic bypass machines in every hospital in America. You don't see this crap. And let me tell you, it's so accurate that, there's no way a surgeon can mess up. The percentages go down by like 80%, I was reading by some of the statistics. The mistakes that human error can make during these procedures, especially when they're breaking open your chest cavity, is unbelievable. And we've got a machine that is built to just put a couple of incisions through your chest cavity and, lo and behold, unclog your artery. And why aren't more Americans able to sit here and take advantage of that? Well, I'll tell you why. The machine also costs about $25 million, $20 million. All right? That's right. $20 million. I mean, give me a break. I mean, hospitals can't pay, this type of money. The only people that get this type of technology are private institutions, private hospitals. All right? Private hospitals have this type of technology. And this is what we need, folks. We need privatization of our healthcare system. We don't need health insurance companies sitting here trying to regulate the price of every procedure known to man. We need to have, every doctor accountable for their individual practices. We need word of mouth. If somebody had their artery unclogged at this one doctor and that person wants that doctor, well, come out the pocket and pay for that doctor. I could see bypass surgeries down to $1,500 if we privatized the healthcare industry, folks. $1,500 artery uncloggings, appendectomies. I could see appendectomies for another $2,000. When we've got breast augmentations right now, breast implants going for $2,000, folks, there should be no reason why we can't see, triple bypasses for $1,500, $2,000, broken legs for $200, because what the hell are they doing unless they go in there and put rods in the whole damn thing? They're casting the damn thing up. I just don't understand why we're having this debate, and the morons that are out here at these town halls, they're not fighting for the right cause, all right? They're not fighting for the right cause. They're out here making jackasses out of themselves, and the liberals are loving this. Why do you think they continue to have town halls, and they fill the town halls with all the local media and the national media? They want to make jackasses out of these people, because these people don't know any better. This is what I've been telling you about the American people. They don't know diddly. They don't know their asses from their elbows, folks, and they're out here. They know that, there's some impending doom around the corner. They just don't know what the hell it is, because they were too busy feeding their fat asses full of food, consuming all the materialistic widgets that they could find, and now that they're in a precarious situation and realizing that the systematic transition of what we knew of as a constitutional republic into communism is getting so blatant that even their stupid asses can recognize it, now they don't know what to do. They're mentally inadequate. They're going out here making jackasses out of themselves, saying, I like my insurance. I want my insurance. I want to keep my insurance. Screw the insurance companies, all right? Screw the damn insurance companies. And that's what every true conservative and every real American should be telling their congressmen out there. If they really want to reform health care, get these damn insurance the hell out of here. Get Medicaid and Medicare the hell out of here. Stop taxing us for this ridiculous nonsense. All right, I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of getting taxed for all this crap that I never, ever used in my life. All right, I had to come out of the pocket for my own health insurance or my own health problems out here. Whenever I had a health issue, I had to come out the pocket, out of my own pocket, for heaven's sake. It made me sick. Get these insurance companies the hell out of here. It's not that big of a deal, folks. Once again, and we're going to get off this topic here in just a second, but once again, if anybody tells you that, if we have private, health care, everybody's going to die and nobody's going to get health care and there's going to be dying people in the streets, go tell them to piss off, all right? We're in the midst of a recession, folks, and right now, and you can look this up on Google or any damn search engine that you use, cosmetic surgery is at an all-time high. Yeah, Yeah, cosmetic surgery is at an all-time high, and we're in the midst of one of the worst recessions of our time here. Why? Because it's not that expensive, folks. I mean, $1,500, $2,000 a boob job? Are you kidding me? I mean, I don't even know. I mean, what's an ass lift going for these days? What's liposuction going for these? It's just ridiculous. I tell you, if we would just take a look at the plastic surgery industry, the cosmetic surgery industry, and look at how the price of a boob job has gone so low that it's cheaper to get a boob job than it is to get, triple bypass. There's something wrong with that. And, until people start focusing on that instead of the health insurance company that they like, I like my health insurance company. Instead of focusing on that, why don't you focus on the real issue, you stupid, milky-licking, nipple clamp-loving, butt-plug-up-the-ass-looking, wish-you-had-a-clue, but you're a fat, bloated, American-having piece of chicken-eating cornball crap. Why don't you focus on the real issues at hand? That the insurance companies, the health insurance company, are the cancer. It's the cancer of the health industry. And we need to cut it the hell out. We need to cut it the hell out and just get it the hell out of here. I don't care what party you're in. You're a liberal, you're a damn Republican, you're a Democrat. We should all be for ending the damn health insurance companies. It's bad enough we got to buy all these other insurances, right? Property insurance. Car insurance. Let me tell you something. In Texas, if you run around Texas without car insurance, you go to jail. Well, that's right, folks. You go to jail out here if you don't have damn car insurance. And I can understand why. I mean, I'm not trying to debate that the car insurance industry should be bailed the hell out, but out here in Texas, it seems to me, if you get into a damn accident with one of these ass clowns out here, it seems to me they always don't have insurance. And your little insurance premium goes up because these ass clowns decided to be Mr. Hot Trot and not damn stop for a stop sign and then T-bone your ass, and you're stuck with the bill. So that's a whole other debate, but I don't want to get into it. I'm talking about health care. What we need to do is just privatize the whole damn thing, folks, and I'm telling you, it would be cheap. And people would be able to pay for their health care. You want to know why? We wouldn't be taxing people. All right? And this would benefit everybody from anybody who makes a lot of money to people who don't make that much money. But it will help every working American walking this face of the planet. I guarantee you, you privatize the whole health care industry and get Medicaid and Medicare the hell out of here. You get the health insurances the hell out of here. I guarantee you, folks, you're going to see every medical procedure go down. I'm sure a trip to the doctor wouldn't be more than $20. I mean, you've gone to the doctor. It costs $20 just to enter the door, and you got insurance, and they're billing your insurance for $150. And you go in there, they look at you, they put the stick down your mouth, they do the whole rigmarole, the whole standard physician procedure that has been going on for 90 years. And they say, take 2 of these and call me in the morning. That's it. That's health care, folks. I'm telling you, privatize that, it'll be $20. It'll be cheap. It'll be inexpensive. And the government's role, instead of actually owning the health care industry, instead of actually participating and competing with the private health care industry, the government can do what its job is, and that's regulating it in a proper and non-invasive fashion, making sure that physicians are competent enough to go out and actually practice out here in America. That's what the government should be focusing on, making sure that these malpractice suits aren't habitual and getting these damn doctors in jail if it seems too blatant or ridiculous. I mean, we need to regulate, properly regulate some of these drugs and narcotics that are being shoved down our holes every time I flip on the television. This is what the government should be doing, but they're not doing it. You want to know why they're not doing it? Because they're trying to extend their bureaucratic tentacles into your life, into my life, into our health care. All right, they already bought out the damn car industry, all this car for clunkers, cash for clunkers, whatever you want to call this ridiculous crap. It's nothing more than a socialist ploy to make believe that there's spike in a certain industry because the government made it. The government made the spike in car sales. This is classic communism right here. This is ridiculous. And none of you stupid morons out there, with the exception of you few true conservatives who listen, but most of you morons out there don't have a care in the world or don't even understand what's going on around you. Anyway, I'm just saying, folks, that what's going on here is just unbelievably sad and pathetic. I know that there's opposition to Barack Obama's health reform, and believe me, there should be a lot of it. But understand why you oppose it, and understand that any alternative is probably not going to be much better than what this moron's trying to initiate forth. I mean, I would keenly observe the Republicans' supposed alternative. All right? What we need is regulatory, factions of the government to overlook the integrity of the healthcare industry. We don't need them getting involved with it. And we need to get rid of Medicaid, Medicare, and keep that money with the people so that they can save it. And just in case they have an ailment, they can go and pay for it. All right? And let me tell you, we'll be able to find, if you privatize healthcare, you'll be able to finance a medical procedure. Yeah, sure. If that's what the government wants, if they're so, if they want to give health care to everybody, privatize the industry, and for those that don't really have the cash up front to, pay for their initial medical procedure, we'll have the government guarantee the damn loan, huh? Just like they guarantee student loans to any Tom, Dick, and Harry that wants to go to school out here. And if you don't pay your student loan, they'll dock your pay. You have to pay on that for life. Why can't we initiate the same thing with the healthcare industry? I'm just saying, folks, it'd be a lot cheaper on all of us. But nobody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about keeping the healthcare or the health insurance companies. All right? It just makes me sick to my stomach what's going on here. It makes me sick. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people, like the liberals, are trying to nullify the supposed death panels. They've been trying to, brush that under the rug. But remember, folks, by having this public option that everybody, seems to be, I don't know, some people think it's the Holy Grail, other people think it's the Great Satan. But this public option is basically a government insurance company that was supposed to compete with the private insurance companies. But what these people don't understand, or at least they probably don't, but I'm glad that they're obstructing the process, but they don't know what they're talking about. But what's going to happen here is that this public option is a viable reality. If it comes to flourish that the government gets into the health insurance industry, well, whatever they do, if they have death panels, if they have, a standard on doing a certain medical procedure, whatever standard that they set forth, that the insurance companies in the private sector are going to do that minimal standard that the government is doing. And the government is going to do as minimal standard as possible when it comes to health care because they are about cost. That's what this whole debate about is when it comes to these elderly people going and pissing and moaning out here at these town hall meetings, because they're discussing the fact that the last 4 years of people's lives are the most expensive part of health care. That's what they've come to find out, that the most part of everyone's health care in their entire lives is going to be the last 4 years that they're on this earth. And under this new public insurance option, there's going to be some bureaucrat that's actually going to have say-so on whether or not you should continue getting care or you should just get some damn morphine or some pain pill and just, float off into the wind or something. This is a real reality, folks. I know that the liberals are trying to sit here and nullify it as if it doesn't exist. But, folks, under this public option, if some bureaucrat deems you as a physical liability, which means that you really didn't take care of yourself. You were like all of us out here, ate a little bit too much barbecue, ate a little bit too many burgers. Maybe you were a smoker, maybe you were a drinker, whatever. And you need, triple bypass, quadruple bypass. Maybe you need, some serious procedure like a kidney transplant of some fashion. Well, there's actually going to be some bureaucrat that's going to make a judgment call under this public option on whether or not you're going to be viable to get one. And you see, if the government under this public plan gives this kind of a standard, you damn well better sure that the damn private insurance companies are going to use the government standard as their own standard. And it's going to be disastrous for healthcare as we know it. I think it's just sick to my stomach. And this just underscores, all right? It just underscores the seriousness of what is happening here in America. And I just wish that there was a viable alternative to this liberal regime. The Republican Party, they're in shambles, folks. They're a joke. They're ridiculous. They've already embraced liberalism, and it blew up in their faces, but they're still embracing it. All right? I was the one on here back in the day when they announced John McCain and Sarah Palin, two blatant liberals that couldn't have liberalized the Republican Party anymore. I was on here saying that this is not a conservative ticket, that I renounced the Republican Party, and ever since then, they've continued on. They've continued on that liberal path. And where has it gotten them, folks? It's gotten them nowhere. So it's unfortunate that we don't have a viable alternative to look to and say, hey, you need to say this, this, and this, because they're not going to say it. The Republican Party has no balls. Not only do they have no balls, they don't have any brains. Because if they did have any brains, they would see the rift that's happening within the liberal regime. And they would utilize that to their advantage coming 2010. And they're not. They would utilize this and try to, expose the rift even that much more blatant, if you will. I think it's disgusting. And, a whole bunch of names, folks, are trying to vie for being the liberal leader of this regime here. Because Barack Obama, he's already a lame duck. His political capital is over. Once Bill Clinton went over there and not only got those North Korean idiot journalist morons out of there, but renegotiated the Joint Framework Agreement and got North Korea back on to turning off their nuclear reactors and bringing them back forth on the table with South Korea, he did what Barack Obama couldn't even, he didn't even know what to do. Barack Obama didn't know what the hell to do. And here's Bill Clinton as a private citizen, wink, wink, going over there dictating American policy as a private citizen. I think that's dangerous, folks, but it nullifies Barack Obama's power within the regime, folks, and that's why I'm saying Barack Obama's nothing. Barack Obama at this point is a lame duck president. He spent his political capital getting that stupid stimulus package 2 passed, all right? And once people started realizing what in the blue hell was in that stimulus package 2, and you know that I was here saying all the pork barrel spending that was going on in this crap. As a matter of fact, you can go to blogtalkradio.com/ghost, go down to the extra section, and you're going to see Chuck Schumer there during the debate, during this stimulus package 2 debate, saying that the American people don't care about pork barrel spending. They don't care. And you know what? I think he was wrong. I thought he was right at the time, but I think he's wrong now. Because once, people like myself and other conservative bloggers, conservative people started conversating, people started getting the word around that this stimulus package 2 bill was not anything to benefit the country. It was nothing more than payback to all the financiers, to all the liberal bureaucrats that are currently in power today. All right, are you kidding me? What was it, $90 million to save a rat in San Francisco? What was it, $100 million to study pig odor? It's just ridiculous. But this is what this garbage went to, folks. And I think that Barack Obama spent all his political capital initiating that. And then he tried to shove down our throats that he was going to reform health care. Like we don't have enough problems in the world. This guy tries to initiate, an idea that, I mean, not even someone who's had more political power than he could accomplish. And now he's either going to live or his political capital is going to be spent on this health care initiative. Why do you think he's backing off of the public option, folks? Why do you think he's saying, it's not a set plan. It's not set in stone. You want to know why he's backing off on the public option? Because right now he knows that he's pretty much rendered impotent when it comes to international relations, thanks to Bill Clinton. And now he doesn't want to be rendered impotent when it comes to the domestic front, so he has to pass something, folks, all right? Because something is going to be passed, believe me. Barack Obama cannot be made a jackass of and not have anything pass in the healthcare industry. He's got to have something pass. What the American people need to wake their asses up about is what exactly these damn bureaucrats are doing. Because right now what they're initiating is a bunch of malarkey, and it's not only going to ruin the American healthcare industry, but it's going to turn euthanasia into a kind of a collateral damage of the industry, if you will. And that's no BS, folks. I mean, once, and let me tell you something else, folks. Once the public option, whatever that public option is, once it sets forth the standard, the private options are going to follow that standard, folks. And if the public insurance company has death panels, well, you damn well sure that the private insurance companies are going to have death panels, and we can't do this. So this is why Barack Obama's backing off of the public option. He's backing off from it. He's saying, we're going to go ahead and we're going to stop. It's not set in stone. And once he said no to the public option, or he didn't say no, but he kind of backed off from it, the liberals started chopping his head off. I mean, did you read this? Once he said that the damn public option wasn't set in stone, the liberals started throwing tomatoes at this poor bastard. Well, I shouldn't say poor bastard because I really don't like the man, but, it just goes to show you that this man is so clueless. He doesn't have friends even in his own party. I mean, he basically mesmerized the dumbass people with great teleprompter reading, and it basically won him the presidency, but now that he's in the institution, he doesn't know what the hell to do with it. He doesn't know whether he's coming or going. He had these big plans. I'm sure that, he wanted to be Mr. Super Socialist or Super Liberal, but now it's just, it's out of his hands. So now he's got to pass something, folks. So that's why he's backing off of the public option. But what is the current Obama plan minus the public option? That means still, folks, it still means the insurance companies have complete and total reign of the healthcare industry. And we can't do that. We can't allow healthcare industries to regulate the prices of healthcare. This is what they've been doing thus far, folks, and it hasn't done us any good. Anyway, folks, I'm sorry to get off on this tirade about healthcare, folks, but everybody's talking about it. Everybody has opinions about it. And I think that everyone here needs to realize that we have to get up and stand up before some kind of socialistic, Karl Marx worshiping, red book licking crap starts happening from right underneath our noses. And it's already happening, folks. I love America. This is why I continue to do these programs. I get all kinds of hate emails and threats of, some feminist group by some name wants to take me off the air, and some woman's group of some odd name want to take me off the air, because I tell the truth, folks. I'm not politically correct because that's not what America was built on. America was not built on what was politically correct. America was built on what was right for America. That's what America was built on. Tired of this political correctness horse crap. All right? And, what really makes me sick is that, the liberal regime, the reason they came to power is because they realized that they were at a pivotal point in political history, or at least in a political American history. Every American out here, and we've discussed this time and time again, but I just want to reiterate it, every American out there decided to go off the high hog and have a complete credit pig out, and decided to get, $50,000 cars financed and $250,000 homes and getting all these credit cards, and everybody was doing it to the hill. And then all of a sudden, folks, the economy contracted. And what I mean by contracted, it means that there's only so much service industry that this economy could produce before it had to contract and basically lose some of its potency, if you will. So the economy contracts and people start losing their jobs because not everybody's going out in the service industry. Not everybody's out there buying newspapers. Not everybody out there is using a law firm. I mean, it wasn't just secluded to blue-collar jobs. White-collar jobs were hit just as hard as blue-collar jobs during this recession, folks. And then you had all these people, they're all living on credit. They're all living on materialism that they don't even own. And because they lost their jobs in a bad economy, they couldn't continue to pay those monthly expenses that they had to continue to pay to continue to suffice their lifestyle. And once they couldn't pay those payments, well, the repossessions of the car happened, the foreclosure of the house happened. And that's when these liberals decided to strike America right in the jugular. And giving them promises like houses in the sky and a Cadillac in every damn driveway and stimulus package checks every quarter and all this malarkey. And this is why, folks, and I know that people think I'm talking out of my derriere when I say this, but, folks, this is why this liberal regime is in power. And they are passing forth legislation to continue to perpetuate this class warfare. And that's what it is, folks, class warfare. They're initiating these pieces of legislation to continue to initiate the class warfare amongst the people, so in hopes of sustaining their power. Because, folks, liberals can't survive without struggle. I mean, that's a classic Marxist variant. I mean, Mao talks a lot about it in the Red Book. Communism depends on struggle. It depends on people's pain. It depends on a country's aspiration to get out of a current bad situation. That's what sustains communism. And if you don't believe me, go take a look at communist China. Take a look at communist China. If that isn't perpetual struggle, I don't know what the hell is. But America doesn't struggle. The only reason we're struggling now, folks, is what I've said time and time and time again. The liberals, they have hijacked every bureaucratic system of our government. I don't know how much more I have to say this to you people, but they have hijacked every bureaucratic system of our government. I mean, they've had our education system for the past 30 years. I mean, if you don't believe me, I mean, just take a look at the, for a lack of a better term, evolutionary process of how school has evolved from the 70s until now. Were they passing out condoms out there in the 70s? No, not in public schools. Were they teaching, masturbation techniques and, what to do about homosexual tendencies? And no, they weren't doing this crap. Were they talking about taking tag and dodgeball out of schools in the 70s and the 80s? No, they weren't. Even prior to that time. But there in the late 80s and in the 90s, all of a sudden the political correctness started pushing forth its agenda, and then we started having the pussification, the birth of the absolute pussification of America take forth, I'd say, in the early 90s, and it's resonated all the way to its pinnacle at this present day, right here, right now. And it's sad. All right, and this is why people are stupid, folks. This is why I'm saying they've hijacked the public education system, and this is why most people are stupid. You don't have to be the most articulate person not to be ignorant. All right? You don't have to be the most sharpest knife in the drawer to understand what is happening around us, folks. It just takes a little bit of initiative. It takes a little bit of reading. I mean, don't you understand? If you're within the sound of my voice, that means you have an internet connection. And if you have an internet connection, you have at your fingertips 1,000 news outlets, 1 trillion libraries. You have unlimited resources at your fingertips. And what are people doing out here with the internet? Huh? They're searching for pornography. They're out here, in chat rooms, trying to sexually seduce pre-teenagers so they can be suspects on To Catch a Predator or some crap like that. This is what people are doing, folks. And this is why I continue with fervor and passion. I continue to do these broadcasts because no one out there is listening except for the true conservative few. And I thank you for listening in, folks, but I guarantee you, all you people that are doing the right things in life, and you know who you are, you people that are being penalized because you're not some idiot woman who shitted out 5 or 6 kids from 5 or 6 different fathers. You're not the moron that became a drug addict and, needed the government to take care of you and, give you a 12-step program and initiate a job for you and all this crap, all right? If you weren't some college dropout, if you're not some stupid criminal, if you're not some stupid loser, I want you to take my words and I want you to take them into consideration and I want you to put them in your mind and keep them in your soul. What we're living in right now is not going to last forever. This gravy train of morons collecting all kinds of government subsidies and living off the government and trying to embrace socialism, it's not going to last forever, folks. Because people, especially here in America, are not, their egos are not going to stand for how bureaucrats are going to treat them in their new communist utopia. They're already not liking what's going on. They're not liking the little tax cut they got from Obama. They don't like the stimulus package check. They don't like this crap. And what's really unfortunate is that Obama even put more money in people's food stamps, right? He put more money in people's, housing voucher accounts. And for you folks that don't know what I'm talking about, if you want to hear how single mothers who shit out 7 or 8 kids, how they can get up to $9,000 in government subsidies, I strongly advise you to go to the archive and go to episode number 117, where I lay it out in complete and utter detail how the stinky, smelly, disgusting, salmon-smelling bimbos are out here actually able to collect over $8,000 a month in government subsidies, and that's everything from child care, free housing, free education, free health care. I mean, I can go on and on. But is anybody as upset as me? Absolutely not. I don't feel it. Anyway, folks, 646-652-4869. This is kind of a free format edition of the show. I just wanted to make a few points in this program. I wanted to make a point that Barack Obama obviously has lost his political capital. This is a man with no power in the liberal bureaucracy. And let me tell you something, folks. He's got a lot riding. He's got a lot riding on this health care plan. So something is going to get passed here. And if nothing gets passed, well, he's in a whole lot of trouble. Because it's going to make him look lower than a leprechaun's nutsack, for a lack of a better term. Anyway, folks, I want to hear from you. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. Once again, this is a free format edition of the True Conservative Radio Show. I am your host, the man they call Ghost. We're already 4 minutes into the second hour of the program. I'd like for you all to please bookmark the webpage, the official website of the show, and that's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And make sure also to take a look at all the blogs and the Twitters. I'm also on Twitter, folks. Twitter.com/ghostpolitics. But once again, folks, I know that, we talked a little bit about how Barack Obama's losing his political capital. I'm talking a little bit about health care. I want to talk a little bit about this stupid, ridiculous bimbo that was in the news and in the true conservative radar here about maybe 4 or 5 months ago. And I'm talking about this stupid whore Octomom. Now, this Suleiman, bro, I don't even know what her stupid name is. I don't care. I forgot. She's just some stupid bimbo that went into some damn, mad science laboratory and had a damn turkey baster shoved up her uterus pipe, and lo and behold, we got 14 genetic freak show children out here being put forth on national TV like it's a great spectacle, for heaven's sake. Well, the reason that I'm bringing up Octomom is because, well, frankly, folks, they had a little primetime special dedicated to this whorebag in question. That's right, folks. They had Suleiman, or whatever her stupid name is. You know who I'm talking about, the stupid bimbo that mangled her face to look like Angelina Jolie or something, and she got impregnated, artificially with some mad lab scientist somewhere. Well, she was on primetime television today, folks, and she was sitting there flaunting the fact that, she's living in a new feminist and liberal America where people not only put up with this crap, but pay her. They pay her to sit here and say, hey, look at me, I shitted out 14 children. It's ridiculous, folks. It's just, sometimes I'm just rendered speechless. When I look at disgusting human specimens like this ridiculous Octomom slut, I'm just at a loss for words. I don't even know what to say. I don't know whether to throw my damn TV at the freaking window or, to take a damn bottle of pills and down it with a damn whole bottle of gin or some crap, because sometimes it hurts to wake up in the morning knowing that people like this are put on a pedestal in our liberal and feminist media trying to suggest to our young children, to our young, small children, that it's okay to be some genetic freak show. It's okay to be a single mother. It's okay to be a single mother with no job and no place to live and no ways to pay for food for your children. It's okay to do this. Welcome to America, folks. Welcome to America. It's this liberal idea, folks. This is why I'm telling you, every true conservative out there better not palate liberal crap. Don't palate liberal crap. Don't palate feminist crap. Don't tickle your ass crack when somebody says, I don't really agree all the things that the liberal regime. I don't really agree with all the things Obama says. But he's just a nice guy. He's like very presidential. He makes me feel confident. We can't think like this anymore, folks. All right, we can't be morons anymore. Take your heads out of your asses. We need to start reading. We need to start learning. We need to start realizing that this America that we're living in, the only way that it's going to run to our benefit, to America's benefit, is that we are involved in the political process. And if we are not involved with the political process, then we suffer the consequence of what has happened in present-day America, which a cult of personality swept the American people by storm. And now that all these morons, and I'm sure you knew some moron, some liberal cousin or uncle or aunt or little niece or nephew that was, Barack Obama, you got to vote for him. And they got the Barack Obama shirts and all stupid propaganda and all this crap. I'm sure right now they're a little silent at the damn holiday table, aren't they, huh? They're not talking really loud when it comes to the political debating table. Whenever they're at family gatherings or you got a whole bunch of friends around, they're not mouthing off all that change and hope and all that crap. They're not hollering that crap anymore. Haven't you noticed that? They're not going to sit here and desecrate the great cult of personality that they sold their souls for. Oh, no. But they're not going to sit here and be as vocal about this ridiculous Nimrodic buffoonery change that they sold their souls to, and now they're sitting there with their little pink pecker shaft in their hand, not knowing whether they're coming or going. But, folks, this is America. And this is why I say, folks, I love this country. I love this country. But the American public sucks. They suck the damn chrome off of a 57 Chevy bumper, folks, and then they'll go to a damn fire hydrant for seconds. I mean, it's just disgusting. It's pathetic is what it is. But I don't know, sometimes, I got to lay down here on my couch, I got to maybe have a shrink session with you folks and just try to take deep breaths. They all the people that try to deal and stress, and they try to say to take deep breath. And if you take a deep breath, that's somehow going to loosen the tension within your body, and that somehow it's going to give you a little bit more cognitive reasoning outside of the emotional impulsive behavior. But you know what, folks? It seems to me that most people in America are living their lives based on emotional impulsive behavior. And this is why I have no pity for anybody in America. I have no pity. I pity the country. I pity what the country used to stand for, because it doesn't stand for that anymore. I don't know what it stands for, but the American people allowed this to happen. They allowed all this malarkey to happen because of their own ignorance and stupidity. And anybody who disagrees with me on that, I would be more than happy to put you on the debating table, give you a couple of smacks back into reality, and tell you, hey, it's the American public, and the American public sucks. The American public sucks, and you can tell anybody I said it. Because look at what happened. Look at what they've done to America, folks. Look at what the American public has done to America. They have allowed a transition into communism. They're begging for more stimulus package checks. They're whacking their pecker shafts off for cash for clunkers. Huh? They're sitting here, waiting for the great liberal revival to come in so that they can get, $150,000 jobs so that they can have everything and anything they want. This is America. This used to be the land of opportunity. Remember that? The land of opportunity. Now it's the land of handouts. Handouts! Is that what you're proud of, huh? Do you have somebody in your family that went out and fought for this country? Is that what they fought for? So that losers in this country can get handouts? I hate to say this, but I can't underscore this anymore. I have no compassion for anybody in this country. You know what really pisses me off? What really pisses me off are these damn liberals when they stand up and talk about, I'm talking in favor of the poor in America. Yeah, I'm a man and woman of the people. Yeah, I'm a liberal. I'm a man and woman of the people. We care a lot about the poor in America. You know what I say about the poor in America? Fuck the poor in America! All right? Fuck the poor in America! It makes me sick! I can't believe that we are still sitting here using the poor in America, as a talking point for any kind of emotional gain. No one, and I repeat, no one should feel sorry for the poor in America. There is no poor in America, you idiots! And for all you morons that are thinking in your heads, well, if there's no poor in America, we got a bad part of town over here, we got a poor part of town over there. Why don't you go take a cruise out there in those poor parts of town, you Nimrod? Go out there and cruise your car around in them. And I want you to watch all the fat-ass, jelly-ass people that are waddling their fat asses up and down the street. I want you to watch them. I want you to look at them. And I want you to ask yourself, do poor people get fat? Do them. Ask yourself that. Do they get fat? Do poor people get fat? Ask yourself that. No, they don't. So how are poor people getting fat, folks? How are poor people getting fat in the ass when they're supposed to be poor in America, huh? They're getting fat on your money and my money and our taxpaying dollars. And I'm talking about hard-working American people. And we're not going to take it much longer. We're not going to take it much longer. We're not going to show sympathy on the poor in America. Oh, the poor in America. I don't show no sympathy for anybody. This is America, damn it. If you're a loser, that's because you chose to be a loser. And all the decisions that you made in your life made you a loser. So you have to live up to that fact. All right? If you're a loser in America, it's because you put yourself there. This is the land of opportunity, folks. Remember? When you can be born into nothing, and with perseverance, patience, and persistence, you can make yourself something out of nothing. But no, we had this damn liberal regime, this damn liberal and feminist idea somehow take its reign in our political system and every bureaucratic system that dictates our lives. They were able to penetrate these systems, and lo and behold, we're sitting here reaping the unfortunate consequences of that fact. I don't really give a crap about the poor in America. I know there's people out here probably, in complete shock. Their jaws are dropping like, oh. You know what? Screw the poor in America. All right? If the poor are poor, what they need to do is they need to hold their politicians accountable and understand why they're poor. The reason they're poor is they probably don't have any economic opportunity in their geographical area. And if they don't have any economic opportunity, it's because of their stupid, dumbass elected officials that are out there trying to play games with their state, trying to play games with their little bureaucratic positions instead of actually being statesmen and initiating benefits for their constituency, folks. But you see, poor people, they don't understand that. All they understand is, all I got to do is just turn in the paperwork and they give me all the money. All I got to do is turn in all the paperwork and they give me all the money. That's all they got to do. That's it, folks. And I'm not going to sit here and take this any longer. I don't know about you ass clowns in here. I don't know about you people that are in here, trying to hassle my show, flap your fat Dorito-stained fingers on the keyboard, trying to spread liberal agitation and all that other malarkey. But you people can continue to piss and moan all you want to, but the bottom line is that it's no skin off my ass whenever I see some fat, bloated idiot on the side of the road with a "We'll work for food" sign. I show no compassion for that moron. I really don't. I'm serious. I show no compassion for any of those morons on the side of the road saying, "We'll work for food." I tell you what, if you want to show some compassion for them, if you have any compassion for those people, instead of giving them $1, which is what they want, instead of giving them a $5 bill is what they want, why don't you go get yourself about $5 worth of cheeseburgers, okay? And go out there and say, "Hey, you want to work for food? I need my shoes shine. I'll give you a cheeseburger if you shine my shoes." These idiots will spit on you. You'll actually have bums spit on you because you're actually, you're actually telling them, "Hey, you want to work for food? Well, here's a cheeseburger. Spit shine my shoe, boy." It's ridiculous. I mean, I hate to keep using, the colon of America, but I am in Texas, folks, and unfortunately I have to go around that pissing ground called San Antonio, Texas every now and then. But I was out there because I have several businesses around Texas, and, it has me traveling all around the state. I was out there, got myself a pizza, nice little pizza parlor out there, a small pizza parlor. I love supporting my small businesses no matter where they are. A little small pizza parlor, I got myself a pizza. I was walking out of the damn store, and, some lowlife comes up to me and actually asks me, hey, man, you mind if I get a pizza? I kid you not, I swear, some idiot, it looks like a half vagrant, some, stupid derelict, probably shooting all the money he's getting into his arms or up his nose, coming up to me and saying, hey, man, you mind if I have a piece of pizza? And I said, screw you. That's why I said, screw you, buddy. You got a pizza parlor right there. And the guy looks at me like I just took a swipe at his nuts with my boot or something. He looks at me and says, oh, well, screw you then, man. You got a whole pizza. You got a whole pizza, and you can't even give me one slice, man. Screw you. And I'm using the, G-rated version of what he said. And luckily, he went the hell on with his business because I was ready to, throw down the damn pizza and literally stomp his stupid teeth down his throat that he'll be able to chew his own, heroin crap. That's pretty graphic, sorry. But the point is, folks, is that this is the type of mentality that we have out here. I have a friend down there in San Antonio, or up there in San Antonio, I should say. Or down there in San Antonio. What the hell am I talking about? I have a friend down there who actually owns a business, and he was out there in the front of his little house out there. He's not one of these folks that's got an affluent house, a 3-story, 2-story. He's a regular old house in a regular neighborhood. Had some apartments, built up down the street from his neighborhood. Now he's got all kinds of precarious characters walking around all over his neighborhood. And, yeah, it's a middle-class neighborhood, but thanks to some real estate developers, bringing in a bunch of Section 8 jag-offs out there, because, San Antonio, that's all there is, nothing but a bunch of Section 8 housing voucher collected pieces of crap. He was actually having a barbecue outside in his front lawn. He was actually having a barbecue, watching his kids play. Some moron walking down the street. Guy comes up to him and says, hey, man, you mind if I get a piece of that? I mean, I'm serious, folks. I'm telling you real stories. This is America. And this man says, no, this food is for my family. I'm sitting out here cooking, having a meal. I got kids. And the guy looked at him like he wanted to kill him. And he walked off. I mean, this is the type of America that this liberal regime is inducing, folks, this type of class warfare. And we got to stop, folks. We got to stop it, and we got to nip it in the bud before it gets out of control. Completely out of control. Anyway, folks, I'm going to go ahead and cut this program short. We got about 7 minutes left in the program. But what I want people to do is, if you don't want to be vocal, if you don't want to be the ones out there at the town halls protesting, if you don't want, high recognition, but you are against all this liberal and feminist crap, if you're against all the entitlements, if you're against everything that I bring forth on this program, then I extend my hand to you and say, please, spread the word about the True Conservative Radio Show, folks. Tell everybody you know out there. Go to the forums. Go to the blogs. Go to the chat rooms. All right? I mean, this is the only way that this show is going to get known, because I'm not going to sit here and tell you folks that this is an easy battle. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the conservative movement is just going to rise from the grave. We got to make it happen. We got to make it happen. Don't you understand that? You, me, we got to fix this country. The rational people, the smart people, the right people. These are the individuals that got to take it within themselves and change this country. Because this country is changing around us. It's changing into a communist cesspool. And I don't want that. I hope, as sure as hell hope you don't want that. And folks, bookmark the webpage, blogtalkradio.com/ghost, and spread that link like wildfire. Spread it out there. I need your help, damn it. I'm serious, folks. And I strongly advise you, if you're an individual who is politically active, you have strong political views, go out there and get a blog. Go out there and get a blog and link the blog right here to True Conservative Radio, and I'll be sure to give you a plug. Update that blog frequently, because that's the only way we're going to make a dent out here, folks. If you and me, we go out there and we tell the people that the conservative movement will rise again. Because we are, folks. We are going to rise again. We're not going to sit here and allow these single mothers out here who shit out 8, 9 kids from 8 or 9 different fathers. We're not going to continue to allow them to collect $8,000 in government subsidies without us saying something about it. And for all you single mothers that are getting hurt by my little comments, I spit on you single mothers. Tuh! Tuh! I spit on you slutty-ass, dumbass, open 24 hours like a goddamn corner store bimbos. I spit on you. All right? And if you stupid single mothers got something to say about it, well, then call my show. Email me up. You people make me sick. And all the poor in America. Oh, Jesus Christ. The poor in America. That makes me even more sick. The poor in America. The poor in America. The fat-ass poor in America. It makes me sick. The poor in America. The poor in America. Got the poor in America. There is no poor in America. There are fat-ass people that want more, that think they're poor in America. That's what we have. We don't have the poor. We got fat asses that want more. I'm a conservative, damn it. I'm a conservative. And I've lived the conservative lifestyle all my life. And I will not go quietly, you damn liberals and you dumb muff-diving feminists. I will not go quietly. Get that through your stupid, dumb, pinko, liberal, thick skulls, you piece of... piece of crap. Get that through your thick skulls. Anyway, folks, I don't know when the hell I'm going to have another broadcast here, but the best way to find out when I'm going to have a live broadcast and for you to come up on here and chill out with me one night, go ahead and bookmark the official website or add to your favorites, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And also, the best way to find out is Twitter. That's right, follow me on Twitter. And 20 minutes or 30 minutes before I have a live show, I'm going to be putting up Twitter updates. And that'll be the easiest and quickest way to figure out when I'm conducting a live broadcast here on the Blog Talk Radio Network, folks. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me, whether you're live or in the archive. And by the way, folks, for all you people tuning in with me live, I've got archive shows for the past 2 years, and I strongly advise you to go out there and listen to them. Great riveting commentary, great political prognostications happening within those old programs. They're there to stay, so I strongly advise you to listen to them. And also, folks, if you really appreciate the True Conservative Radio program, if you really like the show, I strongly advise you to patronize our sponsors on the blogtalkradio.com/ghost webpage and patronize the sponsors on the ghostpolitics.blogspot.com webpage. Patronize those sponsors, folks. It's a freaking click. That's all it is. All right? If you appreciate the show, don't be a little cheap-ass bastard tickling the dingleberries on your anal passage. Go out there to ghostpolitics.blogspot.com and go patronize some sponsors and read some of the blogs. All right? Or go to blogtalkradio.com/ghost and click on some of those sponsors, folks, because those sponsors have real cojones sitting here and advertising for a show or with a show like True Conservative Radio. Anyway, folks, once again, I can't reiterate, please patronize those sponsors. Ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. It's a freaking click, you stupid milky-licking ass clown. It's a freaking click. Anyway, folks, I want to thank you once again for tuning in with me. I don't know when I'm going to have another show. Follow me on Twitter. That's the best way to figure out. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in with me. Long live the true conservative movement, and death, death, death to feminism.
A Napa guy knows the only way you'd give a freshly minted driver a brand new car is if he promises to never drive it. Instead, let him grind the gears and knock over the neighbor's mailbox in something a little more suited to his skill level. And with over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, he can safely drive something that's nearly as old as he is. It's not perfect, but it's perfect for him. That's Napa know-how.